everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am showing you all of my physical TBR. So this is the room that I keep my physical TBR in for the most part. I do have a couple shelves out in my main library that I have like my middle grade TBR on, that kind of thing. But for the most part, this is where it is. This is the area that I film in when I do my TBR videos because it has the majority of my physical TBR. This video last year was over 500 books. Currently, according to my Goodreads, I have 450 books on my TBR. Some books you will not see in the video today because I actually have them on my TBR for this month and I'm planning on reading them. So like, I'm hoping that they will not be coming back onto this shelf. Another thing that I wanted to do with this video is actually prepare you guys for a little bit of a change that's going to be happening in my TBR videos. If you've been watching any of my TBR games for this year, you know that I roll a colorful die, and that sort of tells me the way I have to pick my TBR. Each color corresponds to a different way, a different method of picking my TBR, and one of the colors is red. At the beginning of the year, I was saying red. My cat's walking around here, there we go. At the beginning of the year, I was saying that red was for Presley, my 2.5-year-old, picking a book out for me, and I was getting a lot of red. So much so that I was having a lot of very, very random books on my TBR because he has no thought process for picking books. So one thing that I have decided to do, and a lot of you guys have agreed with me, is to make a set of cards for red that will sort of change up how books are going to be picked in my TBR game. Some of those cards will still be Presley picks my book. Some of those cards will be my husband picks my book. Some of those cards will be my friends pick my book. But I also want some of those cards to be viewers pick my book. Yes, I am sort of stealing this from Becca when she does Becca's Bookopoly, but I know there's other people that have done this prompt as well. But I thought it'd be really, really cool because I know sometimes you guys are recommending me books to read off my shelves that I just don't always get to. I thought it would be cool that you guys recommend me books that you know I own to read. So throughout this video, if you see any books that you think I need to pick up and read, leave a comment down below, because if I pick out a card during my TBR game that says viewers pick my book, I will end up picking a random comment and reading that book for the month. I think that is basically all of the housekeeping that I'm going to do for this video. I will also say that I'm going to be doing this sort of in categories. So this right here, this shelf, I actually should say these 3 shelves, are all adult books. I also have a gigantic stack of adult mass market books here. And then the top shelf that goes all the way across and down, these are all young adult books. But then again, like I mentioned, I do have some middle grade books. I have comics and graphic novels. I have some manga. And I also have some books that are basically like fandom type of books. All of those kind of things usually live out there, but I brought them in here so we can do this video. And yeah, I think housekeeping is done. We are going to jump in to every single book I have on my physical TBR. Night Shifted by Cassie Alexander. Night Chaser by Amanda Boucher. Cry Wolf by Patricia Briggs. Grave Peril by Jim Butcher. Wormhole by Jay Castleberg. Daddy's Little Girl, and Let Me Call You Sweetheart by Mary Higgins Clark. Sunstorm by Arthur C. Clarke and Stephen Baxter. Breakout, Deadly Pursuit, and Death Defying by Nina Croft. Unshapely Things and Unquiet Dreams by Mark Del Franco. Nightwalker, Day Hunter, Dawnbreaker, Pray for Dawn, and Wait for Dusk by Jocelyn Drake. Spider's Bite by Jennifer Estep. Nova by Margaret Fortune. Spell Singer and Kozel by Alan Dean Foster. Into the Fire, Shades of Wicked, Wicked Bite, The Beautiful Ashes, The Sweetest Burn, and The Brightest Embers by Janine Frost. American Gods and Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. Feed by Mira Grant. Something from the Night Side by Simon R. Green. Heat of the Moment and Smoke on the Water by Laurie Handeland. Unclean Spirits by M.L.N. Hanover. Tricked by Kevin Hearn. Clean by Alex Hughes. The Goblin King by Shona Husk. Touched by an Alien by Ginny Cook. Lightning by Dean Koontz. Deadly Curiosities by Gail Z. Martin. Rosemary and Rue by Shauna McGuire, Game Board of the Gods, and The Immortal Crown by Rochelle Mead, House Immortal, and Magic to the Bone by Devin Monk, Never Let Me Fall by Abby Rhodes, Empire of Silence by Christopher Rocchio, Night Shift by Lilith St. Croix, Creature, Darkness, and Guardian by John Saul, Between by Carrie Schaefer, Dark Angel, The Chosen, Soulmate, Huntress, Black Dawn, and Witchlight by L.J. Smith, Dead to Me by Anton Strout. Those are all the mass markets, so we're going to move into adult, starting with adult sci-fi. The last 3 books in the Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, We Could Be Heroes by Mike Chen, Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline, Recursion by Blake Crouch, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, Terminal Alliance by Jem C. Hines, Heroine Worship by Sarah Kuhn, Firefly Big Damn Hero, The Magnificent Nine, The Ghost Machine, Generations, Life Signs, and Carnival, Polaris Rising by Jesse Mahalik, Sleeping Giants, Waking Gods, and Only Human by Sylvain Nouvelle, Velocity Weapon by Megan E. O'Keefe, Do You Dream of Terra 2 by Temi O, Starship Repo by Patrick S. Tomlinson. Okay, now we have adult, thriller, horror, mystery, etc. Kilman Creek, Wolf Hunter River, Bitter Falls, and Heartbreak Bay by Rachel Kane, It Devours, and The Faceless Old Woman Who Secretly Lives in Your Home by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner, The Science of Stephen King by Meg Halfdahl and Kelly Florence, Seer from the Green by Lauren Jankowski, The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, The Institute by Stephen King, Night Film by Marisha Pessel, Maplecroft by Sherry Priest, The Summoning by J.P. Smith, The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. Now we have adult romance. Hang the Moon by Alexandria Bellafleur, Lies and Lullabies by Serena Bowen, The Charm Offensive by Allison Cochran, Teach Me and Sweetest in the Gale by Olivia Dade, You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria, Bear With Me by Lucy Eden, Take a Hint Danny Brown, and Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert, The Heart Principle by Helen Huang, Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, Battle Royal by Lucy Parker, Riffs and Refrains by Devney Perry, The Boyfriend Project by Farah Roshan, King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair, The X-Hex by Aaron Sterling, 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, Evil's Unlikely Assassin, and Pierced by Venom by Jen Windrow, Muses and Melodies by Rebecca Yaros. And then we move into adult fantasy. The Witches of Echo Park by Amber Benson, The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke, The Carver, The Unseen, and The Hummingbird by Jacob Devlin, A Tale of Red Riding Hood, Rise of the Alpha Huntress, and Fate of the Big Bad Wolf by Neo Edmond, The Octonumi Prologue by Trevor Allen Forrest, Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey, The Monster of Elendhaven by Jennifer Geisbrecht, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, Ink and Sigil by Kevin Hearn, The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, The House in the Cerulean Sea, and Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune, The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, A Marvelous Light by Freya Marske, Middle Game by Shauna McGuire, The Nishan Smile by C.J. Merwild, Un-London by China Mieville, She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, Witchmark by C.L. Polk, The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed, Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Rowanhorse, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, Trailer Park Fae by Lilith St. Croix, The Final Empire, Steelheart, and Firefight by Brandon Sanderson, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon, The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri, Thunderbird, The Raptor and the Wren, and Vultures by Chuck Wendig. Okay, that's all the adult. Now we're moving into YA. These ones are not sorted by genre, it is all just YA. Bad Girls Don't Die, and From Bad to Cursed by Katie Allender, When Night Breaks by Janella Angelis, Lux Opposition by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Killer Instinct, and All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Cinderella is Dead, and This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, The Cruel Prince, The Modern Fairy Tales, White Cat, Red Glove, and Black Heart by Holly Black, Girl of Nightmares by Kendara Blake, Lore, and Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, Ink and Bone, Paper and Fire, Ash and Quill, Smoke and Iron, and Sword and Pen by Rachel Kane, Honor Bound and Honor Lost by Rachel Kane and Anne Aguirre, The One by Kiera Cass, American Panda by Gloria Chow, Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho, Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, Scorch by Gina D'Amico, The Fandom by Anna Day, Spell Slinger by Sebastian de Castell, Legendborn by Tracy Dion, The Disasters by M.K. England, Of Metal and Wishes, and Of Dreams and Rust by Sarah Fine, Silence, and Finale by Becca Fitzpatrick, The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna, Falls the Shadow by Stephanie Gaither, Black Hole Sun, and Invisible Sun by David McInnes Gill, The Book Jumper by Mechthild Glosser, The Way You Make Me Feel, and Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu, Invictus by Ryan Groudon, Take the Fall by Emily Hainsworth, The Similars by Rebecca Hanover, Theatrical by Maggie Harcourt, The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He, The Apocalypse of Elena Mendoza, and We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson, You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, Goddess in the Machine by Laura Beth Johnson, Jay's Gay Agenda by Jason June, Dare Mighty Things by Heather Kaczynski, Aurora's End by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, A Heart So Fierce and Broken, Letters to the Lost, Spark, and Spirit by Bridget Kemmerer, A Hunt of Shadows by Elise Kova, Autobiography by Christina Lauren, The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, and Loki Where Mischief Lies by Mackenzie Lee, Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand, The Grey Seer by Kim Liggett, Alatsaway by Darcy Littlebadger, Ship It by Britta London, The Assassin's Blade, Heir of Fire, A Court of Mist and Fury, and A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, Flesh and Bone, and Fire and Ash by Jonathan Mayberry, This Woven Kingdom by Tahar Mafi, The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee, A Dream So Dark by L.L. McKinney, When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie Mclemore, One of Us Is Lying by Karen M. McManus, Meridian by Hossein L. McQueen, Cress, and Winter by Marissa Meyer, Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills, Release, and The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyong, Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven, Unbreakable by Elizabeth Norris, Little Thieves by Margaret Owen, The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, The Echo Room, and Where Futures End by Parker Peavyhouse, Die Softly, Final Friends Book 2 The Dance, Final Friends Book 3 The Graduation, Master of Murder, Scavenger Hunt, Weekend, Whisper of Death, and The Wicked Heart by Christopher Pike. I will say I don't know which one of these are actually on my TBR and which ones I have read before, so they're sort of all in here until I decide to reread them. Never Contented Things by Sarah Porter, Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston, Bone Crier's Moon, and Bone Crier's Dawn by Catherine Purdy, The Ivory Key by Akshaya Rahman, The Wish Granter by CJ Redwine, The Demon's Lexicon by Sarah Reese Brennan, Hollow City by Ransom Riggs, I Hope You Get This Message by Farah Naz Rishi, An Enchantment of Ravens, and Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, Wayward Son by Rainbow Roll, Erased by Jennifer Rush, A Weapon of Magical Destruction by Katie Salidas, Blood Like Magic by Lyselle Samberry, Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab, Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepard, Through the Zombie Glass by Gina Showalter, Scythe, and Thunderhead by Neil Schusterman, A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth, They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, Last Dance, Witch Ball, Swordplay, Fatal Charm, and Magician's Muse by Linda Joy Singleton, Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart, Beneath the Citadel by Destiny Soria, Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater, In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lainey Taylor, Given by Nandy Taylor, Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas, Tarnished Are the Stars by Rosie Thor, Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrian Tooley, Crier's War by Nina Varela, The Merciless 3 and The Merciless 4 Last Rites by Danielle Vega, The Other Normals by Ned Vizzini, The Guinevere Deception, and Slayer by Kirsten White, For Better or Cursed by Kate Williams, Running with Lions by Julian Winters, and Now Entering Adamsville by Francesca Zappia. Okay, now we're moving into all the middle grade. Twin Chantment by Elise Allen, Among the Ghosts by Amber Benson, The Silver Mask, and The Golden Tower by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, A World Without Princes, and The Last Ever After by Soman Chinani, The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer, The Fowl Twins, and The Supernaturalist by Owen Colfer, The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris, Skullduggery Pleasant by Derek Landy, Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia, Keeper of the Lost Cities Lodestar by Shannon Messenger, Anne of Avonlea, Anne of the Island, Anne of Windy Poplars, Anne's House of Dreams, Anne of Ingleside, Rainbow Valley, Rilla of Ingleside, and Emily of New Moon by L.M. Montgomery. I'm pretty sure I've actually read Anne of Green Gables 1 through 4, but I was not entirely sure where I actually ended, so I have 2 through the rest of the series on this list. Frog Kisser by Garth Nix, Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Sword of Summer, and The Hammer of Thor, The Trials of Apollo, The Hidden Oracle, and The Dark Prophecy by Rick Riordan, Levin Thumps and the Gateway to Fu by Obert Sky, and The Fallen Hero by Katie Zhao. Now we have some sort of like the more fandom-y specialized books. So I have Murder on the Orient Express and Other Hercule Poirot Mysteries, although I have read The Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile and Other Hercule Poirot Mysteries, and Then There Were None and Other Classic Mysteries, all by Agatha Christie. The Return of Sherlock Holmes and His Last Bow by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Doctor Who Winner Takes All, The Stone Rose, Touched by an Angel, and Prisoner of the Daleks, Mass Effect Andromeda Nexus Uprising, and Annihilation. Normally this is where I would put in all of my Star Trek books as well. However, I think I have like over 50 that are still unread, and my pregnant self does not want to go and get those. I'm thinking I might make a separate video for those in case you're interested in which ones I have in my collection and also which ones I have or haven't read. So instead, we're going to move into comics and graphic novels. Adventure Van by Michael McMillian and Ryan Cody, Bang Bang Boom Volume 2 by Melanie Schoen, Boston Metaphysical Society by Madeline Holly Rosing, Buffy the Vampire Slayer Once Bitten, From Beneath You, Hellmouth, Frenemies, The Biggest Bad, Secrets of the Slayer, The World Without Shrimp, Angel Being Human, Angel City of Demons, Angel and Spike All the Devils Are Here, Angel and Spike What's Past is Prologue, Willow, and The Chosen Ones, Fables Volume 1 Legends in Exile by Bill Willingham, Fince Volume 4 Rivals by C.S. Picot, Firefly The Unification War Part 1 by Greg Pak, Hexed Omnibus by Michael Allen Nelson, Joyride Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 by Jackson Lansing, Kodoja by Keith Foster, Low Volume 3 Shore of the Dying Light by Rick Remender, Nomad The City of Empty Towers, and The Cave of Broken Tombs Part 1 by Andrew Kafuri, Once and Future Volume 3 Parliament of Magpies by Kieran Gillen and Dan Mora, Something is Killing the Children Volume 3 by James Tinian IV, Wayward Volume 4 Threads and Portents by Jim Zub, The Wicked and the Divine Imperial Phase Part 1, and Imperial Phase Part 2 by Kieran Gillen. And then finally, we have manga. Death Note Black Edition Volume 5 and Volume 6 by Sugumi Oba, The Demon Prince of Momochi House Volume 9, Volume 10, Volume 11, Volume 12, Volume 13, Volume 14, Volume 15, and Volume 16 by Aya Shoto, Persona 4 Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 by Shuji Sogabe and Atlas, Princess Jellyfish Volume 8, and Volume 9 by Akiko Higashimura, Tokyo Ghoul Volume 9 by Sui Ishida, Tokyo Tarareba Girls Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4 by Akiko Higashimura, Your Lie in April Volume 10, and Volume 11 by Naoshi Arakawa. That is everything. Besides the Star Trek stuff that I mentioned before. I'm just... Again, my pregnant self is not going to go get like 50-something books and bring them in here. I will make another video for that if you guys are interested. Again, remember, leave me comments down below if any of these books are ones that you loved or think I will love and you want me to read. Because I am going to implement the card system for the red on my TBR game so that sometimes you guys get to pick my books as well as friends and my husband and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that is going to be it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos up Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!